Hi guys, my name is Martin Curry from Belief Media. I'm here with my business partner, Domenico Bordil. How are you, Dom?
Fantastic, thank you. The purpose of the video today would be to go through the pricing for our digital marketing, lead generation and social media management software platform.
And in particular, the pre-release pricing. It's a brand new product. It's been tested by a select group of people, working fantastically well. And we're going to talk about the pre-release pricing specifically. Those people that are signing up essentially to take advantage of the suite of products before we formally release it to market.
Yes, and we should note that we do have another video which goes into a fair bit of detail about the features and summarises what the platform does, what it handles, and the benefits of the platform.
Designed at this stage primarily for mortgage brokers and the finance industry. That includes real estate agents and accountants and financial advisors, but primarily, I guess, mortgage brokers. It's where we've got the expertise, both having had a background. We've both been mortgage brokers. You are still a mortgage broker, at least a qualified broker, both real estate agents. We had our first digital agency in 1997 together, and we've been working in the space ever since. And so saw enormous success in finance as well. Our own brokerage wrote hundreds of millions of dollars, and we're now hoping to. Well, not hoping to. We've had broker growth a broker growth product for the better part of 5 or 6 years, and this product, this digital marketing suite that manages obviously digital marketing, lead generation, social media, website, your broad marketing presence generally. This product, in essence, bundles together all the modules, all the information we've been providing to brokers for the better part of 23 years. So we've put all those modules together into a single suite, about 120 modules all up, designed to make the life of a mortgage broker much, much easier.
Yeah, and help them concentrate very much on their business and let the digital marketing sort of run itself in the background to a high degree.
To a large extent, obviously not 100% automated, but those modules that can be automated are automated. As Domenico said, there's a video called Introduction to the Platform, I think. I think it's a very generic name, but no doubt, if you're watching this video, there's a link somewhere that'll point you to that. But there's a podcast number 1, which is called Hello World, and number 3, which is called A Closer Look. And both of those podcasts talk about the product in an enormous amount of detail. Well, not enormous amount of detail. They both go for about 3 hours, and we barely scratch the scratch on the scratch. You know, we do as best we can with the time provided to showcase our point of differentiation and you know, those the advantage that our product offers over any product currently available in the Australian mortgage market. Mortgage brokers, with the exception of our own broker growth product that has been running successfully for over 5 years and is responsible for the success of hundreds of brokers in Australia, certainly thousands around the world, but some of the most successful brokers in Australia who have taken advantage of our expertise in digital and in finance. With the exception of our product, brokers have not known digital marketing until now. Mortgage brokers have not known what digital marketing looks like until now. And we're doing so at a fraction of the cost and offering what is objectively, you know, hundreds of times more value in terms of what the product does and how it works. That's, again, broad social media and digital marketing, social media, Facebook, website management and so on. Now, are we going to go into pricing, Mr. Dom?
Yeah, so this is a pre-release pricing. It is for a limited amount of time, and it will double upon the product being fully released.
More than double, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes. I'll let you.
Yeah, $2,400 plus GST. $2,400 plus GST. That is very, very low. Even once we double it, it's still going to be extraordinarily low and still at least infinitely more powerful. It's hard to, put, an objective model on how much more powerful our product is than anything else when everything else has is just so poor. We do have a free product called Uranus. We make that available routinely. If you go to our website at beliefmedia.com.au, there is a subscription form there. So if you're not in a financial position to take advantage of what our product provides now, the free product might be suitable for you. We give that away periodically, normally through our Facebook group or page or somewhere else, but it's only once or twice every sort of 3 or 4 months, and then we release it for a week or two and pull it from the shelves, basically. So $2,400 plus GST, that applies until the 1st of December,
and that gives
2020.
And it gives you 12 months, so the first 12 months access to the platform.
Yeah, you know what? The people I've shown this to thus far, I did a demonstration yesterday, in fact, and everyone thinks it's $2,400 a month.
Yeah,
and they're still attracted to it. And I say, no, $2,400 plus GST for the year. And what makes that a little bit unbelievable, I guess, I should go into, first of all, that's, like I said, until the 1st of December. On the 1st of December, the price does increase, but it won't increase to the full amount. It does here increase to the full amount on the 1st of January. And at that point, standard pricing applies, and there'll be no further discounts that, at this stage, I can say that will ever apply, but you never say never. But certainly we're not in the business of discounting any further than we already have, because it is a really cool product and it works really well, and it will have a fundamental change on your business. It will fundamentally alter your understanding of digital, and it will change the way you manage yourselves in the digital and finance space. We guarantee that.
And that price is low when you compare it to some of the products out there which are offering only 2 or 3 of the modules.
But not even one well. We talk about that in Hello World.
Yeah.
Our free product is more effective than what people are charging $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 for. And that bothers me every day, because they're not digital marketers. They don't understand digital, and they, don't understand marketing at all. And everyone just gravitates towards that, typical pedestrian sales funnel marketing, the sales funnel Facebook experience, which is to a add to a landing page, to a subscription, to a follow-up sequence. That's kind of it. Ours is, and again, listen to Hello World. It goes into the fundamental differences between a sales funnel and a marketing funnel, and how the marketing funnel applies inward and outward pressure on the customer journey, and invariably results in much higher conversions, and it's much more successful. Now, our system does, again, those other podcasts are well worth listening to, but it does manage things like RBA emails and RBA SMSs, newsletter programs, article submissions to your website directly, and I'll come back to your website, because that's a really big point, your website, because that's included in the $2,400 plus GST. It includes a full SMS module that's sending to individuals, to lists, 2 different kinds of lists I won't get into now, but they're lists that are automatically created on the basis of certain actions and interactions. You can create full conditional landing page redirections, the 35 points of automation that apply to landing pages. The landing pages are sent directly to your website, by the way, at the click of a button. There's no copying and pasting. We provide you with different kinds of lead magnets that are routinely fed into the system. And again, this introductory pricing, and I'll come back to it in about 3 or 4 minutes, but a big part of the reason that we've introduced that introductory pricing is because the white label marketing material is fairly limited now. We need a couple of months to build up that library. You brand that with the click of a button. You select the product that you would like. You select, you review it, and then you apply your branding via the click of a button. That puts your logo on it, your web address, and all those sorts of details. That becomes available in your document library. Your document library itself is a download management system, which has version control on it, and it permits fully integrated tracking of downloads via location, via individual, different types of geography actually, and it's fully connected to your email marketing and broad email and website experience.
And that's important. It is fully integrated. So you got your website, your marketing, your email clicks, and that anything a person comes and does is monitored and tracked. Tracked, and we can provide very detailed reports. And also, we should add that the site also changes to accommodate the interests of that person as it evaluates. And
I was going to say. So there was a period 18 months ago, before you came on board, because Domenico's been with us since about November 2019, about 12 months. How about that?
12 months, yeah.
Yeah, so before Domenico came on board, we were providing a website as part of our default package. We still do, obviously, and it became a challenge to manage. So I looked at outsourcing that essentially under very strict control, but outsourcing it to a company that I had a relationship with. And they were charging $3,200 for a turnkey website. A turnkey website, $3,200. They had three variations of it, like a beginner, intermediate, and advanced. The difference between them was minimal. I think the advanced had like 3 calculators on it and a mailing list subscription form. It was, that's submitted to the back-end WordPress. It wasn't integrated in any respect. It was a very static website. I looked at it and couldn't, for the life of me, justify any more than $200 or $300 for what he was charging. And because it was turnkey, I said, mate, I will give you $120. That is as much as I can give you for those sites. And he told me to go to hell, and that was that. So we manufactured our own system for developing these websites on your behalf. They are turnkey but generic, and they are intended to be modified to your liking. So you go through and just basically add a few placeholders. The website itself, there's a lot of features there because the website is the center of your marketing universe. Many of you are familiar with the concept of a landing page, which is the page people are drawn to. Has a email subscription and a lead magnet being a high-value offer, a compelling high-value offer. People subscribe and then they get diverted into a follow-up sequence. Now, every single page on your website, if you listen to podcast number 1, I probably say this 100 times, every single page on your website is a potential organic entry point by virtue of social, SEO, and other digital platforms. So therefore, every single page on your website represents a potential organic entry point. Therefore, every single page on your website is a type of landing page. Therefore, every single page on your website has to have some conversion opportunity. It's one of those things we push on our guys and impress upon everybody we work with, is that you must have conversion opportunities on every page, even if it's a subscription form underneath each post. And again, our website is a good example of that. Every single page has a lead magnet and a subscription form there, and our website converts very, 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 very well. But we do get enormous amounts of traffic, so we get a lot of subscriptions just by virtue of that. In fact, I'd suggest at the moment today our website is actually down. But our website probably returns more leads in a day than some people would pay for in a 6-month period. Like, they're not good leads. They're international leads. We don't deal internationally. We only deal with Australian mortgage brokers at the moment. That's our focus. But the point is that these subscription forms, these lead magnets, these opportunities on your organic web pages have a massive impact upon your bottom line. If all you're doing is putting a silly landing page on Lead Pages or ClickFunnels, both sites that we absolutely and positively just refrain from, and we disdain the nature of those services in terms of the impact it has upon your marketing, the adverse effect it has upon the potential reach of your marketing. So maybe if I should take a breath. So what was I saying?
You're talking about the impact of having your website managed by someone else, and that's pretty important. If you got your website, you want to have it fully managed by yourself and not hand over parts of your website to another company that only concentrates on specific pages, whether it be the landing page or an email marketing page. Yeah.
What I was getting to is when someone subscribes to a lead magnet, we record those details. We know what they're doing, all that sort of stuff. You can't do that with these other third-party sites. So Dom mentioned before, we are the chameleon of the website world. The website we provide you is for $2,400 plus GST for the entire package. And to get this website that is a chameleon is that it is worth it just for the website. The website is worth 5 times as much as that.
Yes, it's a
we
dynamic
had this
website.
quoted. Do you remember we got it
changes.
quoted? Having that website built from scratch from a third-party provider, we want to assign a value to it, and we got quotes anywhere from $35,000 to $70,000 for that kind of website with the kind of interactions that this website we give you provides. We're able to provide it to you for essentially nothing. We're not making anything off that website, not a cent actually, because the 2,400 plus GST barely covers anything, does it? But we can give that to you because it is turnkey, but that doesn't mean that it's bad, right? There's turnkey bad and there's turnkey good. Turnkey good is a website that you have the capacity to build upon and make it your own, and we make it super simple. We give you Elementor Page Builder as part of that. That's what we use to build the site, so that's incorporated, that's included. Details of that are on our website. And full management via the platform. So you want to change the main video on your website, that's done via the platform. It's via a select menu, you hit a button. You want to change the 3 sub videos on your front page, you select those via our platform and you submit a submit button and those get changed. You want to change anything essentially on the front page, and that can be done via our platform. And the reason we do that is because our platform itself has a capacity to change different types of things on your website. You define videos that are associated with investors and first home buyers and so on. And if we identify a trend and you are opted into the experience, our system will change those videos for a broad audience, for everybody. Or if we identify that a single user is interested in something. And that's a big deal. How do we know that? Because we record internal web clicks. We know you've got extraordinary website statistics where you are aware of what links have been clicked, what pages have been viewed specifically, for how long, whether we've got a conversion on that page of some kind. The statistics are very, very, very extensive, and on the basis of analysing that data in real time, we're able then to submit information back to your website. So if a user clicks on your link and our system determines that they are likely an investor or something similar, when they view the next page, there'll be investor-related lead magnets waiting there for them rather than first-home buyer lead magnets. We need to encourage that escalation of commitment, and your website that we will provide you does that. It's actually really cool. We don't show the same subscription form all over again on the same page. On the front page, you've got a lead magnet. We have a really prominent lead magnet on the front page of the website. Now, I should mention at this point, we do have a guide. It's about 550, 600 odd pages. A definitive guide to finance marketing, I think we called it. It's a very extensive guide. It goes into broad digital strategies. And there's a little bit of mix up there with our platform. So how our platform deals with these big, broad marketing concepts. Well worth downloading. It'll have a positive impact upon your business, whether you choose to work with us, whether you have anything to do with our platform or not. So just downloading the book is guaranteed to add something to your bottom line if you act upon the advice that we give you in that booklet. And it's not guesswork. It's a proven blueprint to success. We've done this for 23 years. We've built our own big businesses and those of other brokers. We know what works. And certainly in the digital space, we know exactly what works.
And if you go through and read the book and apply the principles in the book, your business will increase, your marketing.
That's right. Now, that lead magnet is on the front page of our website, or at least it should be. If you download that, we don't want to show that to you again because you've got it, you've seen it. So we show you something else. I think it's the SEO manual or something similar that'll render in its place. The point there is it's an escalation of commitment. As you download to something, you don't want to show your users something they've already got. So you get them more committed to your marketing experience. You get them more committed to your business by way of escalating them through a cycle of subscriptions. And of course, because they've previously downloaded from your website, their name and email is populated. They don't have to do anything really other than hit submit and it'll send to them. We make it very easy for people. It is a fully integrated system. Now, it's worth mentioning social media as well. It's one of 120 modules. We've mentioned about 5 or 6. Social media management, Twitter, Google My Business, YouTube,
LinkedIn,
Wistia,
Facebook pages
and groups. Facebook ad accounts and everything, that's a separate system, but it's worth mentioning that because most brokers will gravitate towards Facebook marketing above all else. But social media is managed. There are libraries of content. Again, we've seen packages. What was the price attached? Like 15 social media images via one company was charging like 200 or 150 or something. Do you remember the specific price?
No, it was around the 200 and it was US dollars, yeah.
That's a stack of money when it's just included as part of our core package. Not only that, you get multiple libraries of content. There's a lot. There are 3 finance libraries: Finance General, Finance Funnies, and Finance History. They're the 3 finance categories, and they're improved upon all the time. We generally steer away from news, although we do have a service that we opt in and we post news. But news is something you probably want to control yourself. But we've got a mechanism upon which you can do that via Instagram in real time, and it will post to all your social media accounts. Any or all. It's selective based on hashtags. It's very, very easy to use, and it's a very, very, very powerful system. In fact, that same system, you can post 5 images and have them stitched together as an animated GIF to send to Facebook as a rotating GIF image. So, and then you can even, if you want to, and you get fancy pants with it, you can change the delay between each slide, showing from one image to the next. It's like a little mini slideshow. But there are options there. So social media is heavily integrated. Yeah, it's so $2,400, guys. This is an introductory price. It's only because it is pre-release. We're going through the last stage of testing right now with a group of people. That's in the finance space and the real estate space. By the way, there are 3 primary gravity modules that we use, which are Jupiter, Pluto, and Saturn. Saturn was formerly protected by an internal NDA, a non-disclosure. We've now published that onto the platform. It is drip-fed into the system. So after 10 weeks, I think it's drip-fed into the system, and it gives you access to one of the most powerful, probably the single most powerful relationship-based program for building business and writing business in Australia. And we pioneered that about 15 odd years ago, maybe 17 or so years ago, and it routinely returns more than Facebook. Our guys on Facebook are returning maybe, for all our aggregated clients in Australia, maybe about, well, I was going to say we were doing about 400 plus million a month. Now it's between sort of it varies. I've seen it as low as a couple of months ago, 3 or 4 months ago, I saw it as low as about 280, but sometimes it's as high as 460, 470. So they're doing enormous amounts of business with Facebook. And Saturn, as a free program, you do not pay to engage with that because it's a relationship-based program that's managed via digital mechanisms. It is part of the platform. As part of that $2,400 fee, there's Venus reports.
Yeah, with the Venus reports, that's we do as part of the email marketing. It gives the client who comes onto the page a chance to receive a custom report that provides them information on what they can lend, what they can borrow, the loan process, And they ask a few questions on there. There's a series of questions that get asked, and based on the answers to those questions, the whole report is generated.
It's means for the client to qualify themselves. It's not. We advocate that you never ever try and qualify a client via digital mechanisms. That's what a phone call is for. So the marketing funnel is for a client to qualify you, not the other way around. You're providing a customer journey, not a customer roadblock. It's a customer journey, and the Venus report adds to your credibility in amazing ways. People print it out and give it to their wife, and we always get feedback on it. It's very good, and it's full of graphs. Based on the figures they provide us, full of graphs, extra payments, all that sort of stuff, which and the graphing mechanism in itself, which is a API we build into the website. So if somebody wants to put in a home loan graph on their website for different types of values and everything else, it's
that's right, and the extra repayments and the impact that has on
and
loan term.
That's one of the. That's not even a module. That's just a feature. It's kind of hidden. I should put that in the book. I don't think I have, because it's well worth mentioning. It sounds like an infomercial, and that's not all. But look, there is literally 120 modules. The book goes into enormous amounts of details. Best of all is you're supported by primarily us. Now, we know this industry inside out, involved in enterprise level stuff and building very high-end systems, and certainly working with aggregators, franchise groups, and individual brokers. And we probably get no more satisfaction than dealing with an individual broker and helping them improve upon their bottom line. In fact, we've got a podcast coming up. A guy agreed. We've got a very serious non-disclosure in terms of our anonymity clause. We don't disclose people and so on. So we had to go jump through a few hoops in order to get one client to present himself into a podcast. And he's going to talk about the 200 organic leads that we gave him, in 2 months. So 100 leads a month.
Yeah, he sent us a fantastic email talking about, people have always promised him the world, and he only gets a handful of leads, if that.
He said they'll probably send one through a year.
And so he wasn't expecting the load of leads that he got handed.
I told him over the phone, I said, mate, you should have known. You've been dealing with us long enough to know what we do. Although that said, we don't engage in that sort of relationship with anybody other than what we call platinum clients. And that's a whole other program we're not even going to touch and discuss. It's not advertised, and it's kind of invitation only. The requirements to engage in that program are usually based on the amount of time you're able to invest into some of the strategies. We do guarantee certain volumes and things like that, but that's something we just won't touch on. So that's not typical, but we do want to talk to him because I remember when I called him up and asked him if he had the time to engage in the program. And initially, the initial dump of leads was from about 3 or 4 days. It was 70 leads. It was a very intense, this is via one of our real estate groups. We've got our own real estate group, and we've partnered with another couple of real estate groups very closely. So we send these leads through fairly aggressively. We sent him 70 in one hit, and then 200 over 2 months, and he realised, oh wow, this is actually real. It's what a broker real estate relationship is kind of meant to look like, but rarely does.
And it wasn't slowing down, and he realised that.
He realised that. Yeah. He knew it was only going to get worse. And the thing is, I told him, I said, mate, we're at less than half pace at the moment. We are yet to we're testing the market and testing various ads before we ramp it up. And the poor guy. The interesting thing there is, do you remember the commission split?
Yeah, it was a whole $0.
Yeah, $0. Our broker guys love that because we tend to advocate that relationships are based on the value that each business can provide each other rather than the dollar figure. Not unlike consumers rate chasing, because it's always a race to the bottom. The opposite applies with these two groups, or depending upon which side of the fence you're on. But certainly it's a race to the top. Real estate agents, if you start giving them commission, they'll always want more. And they don't need more. They're happy for a good broker to expedite an application, to really fast-track an application and really assist via a vast panel of lenders and really assist those purchasers to to be made. And some brokers are, just a little bit slow. Kind of the number one reason maybe that broker and real estate relationships often fall apart is because of the speed at which things are done. And that's what our guy, was worried about. I don't want this to fall apart. We said, no, we expected this. Now it's time to grow your business. So he's put on a couple of people and things like that. All right, so $2,400 plus GST. It really is a good deal, guys. The website itself is worth at least 2 or 3 times that.
Well, the generic one was worth $3,200, as you said earlier. Never alone the fact that adding in the fact that it's chameleon, it adapts, it changes to match the people landing on there and what the interests are.
And it's fully integrated with the platform. The statistical back end is unlike anything in the mortgage industry has ever seen. So internal links are clicked. There are triggers associated with, the triggers that we have on email marketing and stuff where, people click on a link and people open an email, all that sort of standard stuff you might find in, enterprise level email marketing software. Those same features apply on a website. So if someone lands on a specific page, it can action a trigger. That's because of the integration with the platform. A trigger being, we might send the client an email, a text message, we might create a task, send something to your CRM. Or in the case of the broker, it might send the broker a notification or send the broker a text message. So it's a double-edged advantage there. That applies for landing on a page, for clicking a link on a page, for I think there's an option there for a combination of pages, but that's an optional extra. There are triggers associated with watching videos. If you're using Wistia for watching videos or a certain percentage of a video on a specific page. The amount of integration is quite extraordinary, and this is why we've been able to achieve such amazing results for our guys in the past. We have always had the most sophisticated, most advanced and highest yield digital marketing solution for mortgage brokers in the Australian mortgage market. That is just undisputed. If anybody researches around different companies and they find and talk to us, they recognise the value and that's that. Their results will always be better. Always be better. And this product is kind of like an industry killer, really, isn't it, in terms of what it's going to do to perhaps some of the lesser valuable products that are floating around the mortgage market.
Yeah, which are pretty thin in what they offer and very expensive. And I will add to it, you'll hear us in the Hello World talk about the telco module, which is a whole telecommunications module. That is an extra cost on top of this because of the call inclusions. But also it is available, so you can add it on. Even at that low introductory price, you can add that on.
Yeah, that's... In some cases, it's less than the cost of a standard mobile phone subscription, but the advantage there, and we talk about this in, I think, Hello World, or perhaps a closer look, I don't remember now because we've recorded so many, is we do support 1-800 numbers, 1-300 numbers, 1-3 numbers, standard geographic numbers on a PBX-based system. So all of these numbers actually integrate with the MPBX, which is like a mobile PBX system, which is a VoIP system, voice over IP. The advantage of hosting geographic numbers is you can have a geographic presence in Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane, despite the fact that your office is in one of those locations rather than all three. There are other advantages, call recording. Our system obviously logs your call records. Voicemails is the same. All your call records, in fact, the wait times for call queues and call groups, simultaneous rooms, sequential rings. There's diversions.
So if someone rings in and it's on a predetermined list, you can have them go to a specific broker. So if you've got a large brokerage, the clients will just automatically be diverted through to their broker just by ringing the standard call number. There's triggers. If someone ends up on a queue and let's say it times out, because our queues, we do give it a maximum time and just goes to voicemail, you can actually action an event to take place, whether that be an email or an SMS back to the person.
In fact, there are a number of triggers on the telco system. Again, to gain access to those features for a system that is made available for $2,400 for the year is is kind of unheard of. And this is a true PBX system. It's a true full functional PBX system with amazing integrated features, and the fact that it just seamlessly marries up with our platform is quite amazing, and it offers your business the ability to grow in the telco space. Telecommunications is more important than most people give it credit, certainly because it's mid-funnel, bottom of funnel kind of stuff, where people will call you. In a lot of cases, it's top of funnel. The top of funnel, a funnel doesn't start at a landing page and finish at a phone call. Sometimes it starts at a phone call and finishes somewhere else. There are funnels or sequences or SOPs or procedures or practices or whatever that apply from any action through to another action. And Telco integrates so well into this system because we can measure the success of different types of marketing through segregated numbers, which a number, by the way, costs you like less than $1 a month. It's really, really cheap for a geographic number. I think the 1300 numbers are the same, unless you want to have a phone name, which is like 1300 belief, 1300 235 433, where the last 6 numeric characters spell out a name on your standard Australian keypad. So if you want to do that, you have to go through the AMCA and pay $250 and all sorts of stuff. But for the most part, a 1300 number, we've got some on file. We just issue you one, and it becomes $1 a month expense. And the telco features are extraordinary. Read the book. There's probably about 15 to 20 pages, I'd say, on the telco system, but I don't want to talk too much about that because it kind of detracts attention away from everything else. So it kind of feels ridiculous now going and watching the introduction video because we've just talked for longer on this 5-minute introduction video.
I was just making sure that people know that isn't that added option that they can do at that price even.
Okay, just to review, guys, pre-release pricing, $2,400 plus GST. That applies until the 1st of December 2020. That's our launch date. At the moment, we're just waiting for a Facebook application. That's really one of the things. We've submitted an application through to Facebook to have that approved. Because we obviously automate ads. We don't copy and paste. We automate pixels. We automate, what else do we automate? Audiences, Facebook audiences, which are connected to telco and to landing pages and to triggers on websites and link clicks. That's a big system. Read the book. So Facebook is a really big system. We have really fantastic statistical integration. We're talking about a system that employs a type of artificial intelligence that leans towards machine learning, obviously, but the amount of data we're able to collect and then act upon the trends that we measure in that data, it is quite amazing the impact that will have on your business. And unless you understand your data, you don't understand anything. Unless you're able to pull that data in and formulate a way in which to compare one system against another, then, man. To give you an example, I gave this in Hello World. If we see a trend of first-home buyers on your website, so if your website tells the system, hang on, a lot of first-home buyers here, we're going to change a few things. We can change the banner and the profile picture on YouTube. We can do the same on Facebook. We can start, obviously, to show different types of content on the website itself. There are a number of things that may apply. And that works in different directions for different people if we see investor trends and so on. All this stuff is interconnected. No system should ever operate in isolation, and we shouldn't ignore data on places like Facebook when it can have a positive impact upon another system like your website. So every system is fully connected. It talks to each other. It's really cool. And $2,400 plus GST. Compare this against the products in the market. We do have a couple of videos out there where we talk extensively about what the market has been made available to the mortgage market thus far. And again, we apologise for our demeaning tone, or at least we tend to have a shared tone when we talk about that sort of stuff, because we both recognise and not even mediocrity, we recognise that the scale of the badness, you know. But it's typical of the marketing industry at large. It's not like these guys went out intentionally to rip people off. It's just marketing itself has just
become pretty standard set of steps, and everyone just copies those
but
same steps over and over.
They're the steps we're using in 1997, mate. That's the point. Okay, so again, I'm going to say this once more. 2400 plus GST, 1st of December. The pricing increases again on the 1st of January. And after the first 12 months, there is a subscription to maintain access to the platform, but it's very, very low. And it's less. We made sure it's about 50% less than sort of comparable products in the market. And you get access to all those modules, with the exception of Telco, which is a standalone subscription. It's cheap as anything, given that we manage all those features: article submission, social media, your marketing, your website, YouTube. All those things are managed largely autonomously or in an automated manner.
Yep. And then, you mentioned that January was increased, and then it'll go to a full price.
After 12 months.
Yep.
Oh, no, the full price is on 1st of January.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you're interested in learning more, guys, you can give us a call anytime. 1300-BELIEF, that's 1300-235-433. If you're in Sydney, you can call us on 0287658886, but 1300-235-433 is probably the better number. It's easier to remember, 1300-BELIEF. Our website is www.beliefmedia.com.au. And we do always say, whether or not you are interested in our services or the platform or anything else, but you do need some guidance and advice, by all means give us a call. We'd rather you acted upon the right advice rather than making it up as you went along. So you can avoid that just by giving us a call, and we're quite happy to provide you with the advice necessary to make some positive changes in your digital footprint. So thanks very much for your time. We hope to hear from you.
Thank
Goodbye.
you. Goodbye.